So with that, I think let's move forward to the next agenda item. It's a very important piece which is also touched upon right now. It's got to do with the fact that a location AI can tell you where to be. Let's go ahead and invite our speaker onto the stage, who's the CEO for GeoIQ. Yes, we have with us Devashish Fuloria. Could we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? We have some food for thought coming in right here. Over
Thank
to
you.
you.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for your time and a beautiful session. Gaurav, fantastic insights on location intelligence. I'm going to continue and pick up from there. We talked about geospatial. We talked about Google Maps. We talked about how spatial intelligence is very important for retail. We also talked about tier 4, tier 5, what's going to work and where. So we are technologists. We are data scientists. And we are learning from you guys. It has taken us time, but now we are delivering some really, really powerful performances, helping people go to the tier 4, tier 5 towns, villages at extreme speed. So I'm just going to give you this introductory few messaging. We are at the booth. We can discuss the further things from there on. So if I start, retail, we have the numbers. It's a complex mix of data. It's not just that you check the demographics of a catchment and you're done. You have to look at what's happening at physical stores, what's happening at digital stores, how are they interacting with each other. There's a lot of data play happening here. So are we tracking all the data? Yes, we are collecting the data, but are we able to do anything about this data is the question that we see people struggle with in conventional retail. I'll give you an example here. This is a picture of my town. It's Haldwani. It's in Uttarakhand. Fantastic place, rich because there's sand mafia. Now, is sand mafia contributing to retail usage? Maybe if you know about sand mafia and the money that the industry generates, you could basically follow what's happening in Haldwani. But Haldwani is rich. And I live in Bangalore. I feel Haldwani is richer than Bangalore in per capita spend, in the kind of customer that has come together. This is HSR layout in Bangalore, supposedly hub of all the startups. We are here as well. But I feel Haldwani with the sand mafia money is still better, richer place for all retailers to go. People in Haldwani are not, they don't want to go to Delhi to buy all the stuff. They want it there in Haldwani. So being from that town, I can tell you where you need to be. I can tell you maybe one answer that, okay, you need to be in this particular space. And this is where you'll get the business. We talked about the cluster mentality in retail. If everything is coming together, then it becomes a destination. So I can give you that answer. But if you needed this answer at a massive scale, every town, every country, Kakinada, we talked about Haldwani, we talked about places in Assam. Can we do that? It's what GeoIQ is already doing right now. So we are talking about a tool now. This is just a meme here, but what we are saying is it's actually doing a little bit of magic trick with data. That's what we are doing. We are telling you, people can give you data. A lot of people, you can buy data and then you can rack your head and say, what do we do with this data? Is it making any sense? We are saying, you tell us what kind of customer do you want? What kind of competitors, work for you? What kind of, other elements work for you? And we can tell you how to avoid these location mistakes, tell you exactly where to go, in what order, in 5 minutes. So if you are, let's say, today a McDonald's, I can tell you where you're making mistake in Bombay, to avoid those mistakes in Haldwani, how to avoid those mistakes in Jammu for that matter. We can take you to the entire country in one go. So if you want to set up next 10 stores in Bombay, we tell you exactly in what order to hit them and where to go. We are not talking about micro markets. We are talking about the exact catchment. Next 100 stores is one click away. Type in a number. Your definitions are right. It tells you where exactly those conditions happen. And then we can actually take you to the exact road segments. They are colored by the importance. So if you want to be in car, you better be on this side of the road and not that side of the road. You don't need, we won't give you data. We'll give you the answers. So that's what's happening. And this is how one of our early customers, Lenskart, has been ramping up at a massive pace across the country. it's not magic. There is something, happening in the background. Single click, lot of data analysis. We call it data science. It's a, duller way of calling it. We are technologists. But there's a lot of interesting work happening in the background. We did not start doing this on day one. 4 years ago, or roughly 5 years ago, one of the biggest retailers in India, we were solving this problem for them. They wanted to set up 5,000 stores. That never happened. They could never do it because they ended up being in the major cities. They were making a lot of mistakes. You get very excited, oh, this place looks good, this mall looks good. Real estate company comes and tells you, oh, we have a fantastic space. You open, you do that spending, and 1 year down the line, you realize, oh, this is not working. So I've made this, a couple of crores or 5 crores worth of investment, and it's not working. So you've lost that money, and you've lost time. So we are saying, anecdotal information coming from ground up, not very reliable. We have seen this happening at a lot of boardrooms. We have spent time with these guys. We've also seen a lot of people spending countless debates. Central teams would say, hey, we need to go to tier 4. Ground teams would say, hey, it doesn't work. And there would be just countless debates. Or the ground team would say, hey, I've got a fantastic real estate property. The central team would say, oh, it doesn't work. So there'd be countless debates happening in there with no clear answers. High capex decisions, obviously, it hits your bottom line straight away. We also notice that there is no reliable data. People are not even using their own data. They think they have got fantastic data, but they're not even using it. And they're not using what exists out there. So that's where we come in. So what GeoIQ has been doing for the past 4 years has been building a massive repository of data across the country at 100-meter granularity. Not pin codes, not talukas, not cities. We're just going extremely deep. We're looking at satellite imagery. We are looking at rents. We are tracking what all these changes are happening. And we are doing it at a street level so that there is something measurable about each street in the country. Then, I could hand over this data to you. Then your analytics team will struggle. I said, hey, I was struggling with 2 rows of data. You've given me 2,000 rows of data. What do I do with it? So we said, we'll take the analytics, the pain of analytics from you. Let's develop this AI. So you tell me what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and let the AI figure it out. We figure it out. Where do you need to go? When do you need to go? What are the conditions that are ripe? And the answers that come in are very interesting. One of the key brands that was working with us was, their expansion policy was, hey, we go where Bata goes. We say, okay, fantastic. We looked at their data. In half of the places where Bata was, they were successful. In half of the places where Bata was, they were not successful. Their stores were struggling. So we said, go there. So we said, what actually is working for you, you're a lifestyle brand, is the spending on food. If there are cafes where people are spending 400 rupees in the vicinity, that is the performance indicator for you. And so look for similar indicators across the country and at scale. And if you continue training the data, it will become better and better and better, and your pinpointedness improves massively. So we are launching this. There are further things that you can do. You can basically send your expansion teams exactly where they need to be, collect even more richer data in single go. They're not wasting time running around the cities. Like I said, this is our team. We are based out of Bangalore. Investors, fantastic investor support. But the most interesting thing in Lenskart is one of our very interesting retail customers because they are very, very pro technology. They say GeoIQ is like the IMDb rating for us. We know where to go, when to go, what revenue to expect. So I know how much I'm spending on real estate. Every number is being predicted straight on. So they call us the IMDb rating. We just call this product Retail IQ. We're on booth B16. Please come and see us to discuss the data and technology. Thank you.